And with the party of the summer out of the way, it was an easy 3 hours to watch. I had a great time. You know, I got my Roman Reigns shirt on, but we're going to talk about that a little bit later. If this is your first time here, I'm your boy, the Cruiserweight. Where we sit back and all we do is really talk about wrestling, bro. This is probably one of the first times y'all done, or maybe second times y'all done even seen the actual spot. I'm usually doing videos at work. You can always go check those out. Little 1 minute clips on the short, but it's always fun. But we're gonna get into the SummerSlam show. The show started off with Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship, and we kind of all knew where this one was going. And Rhea Ripley had the crowd behind her the entire time, but there was some people out there, like myself, if you watched a little bit of the live stream that was up. I'm screaming out for Liv Morgan. I couldn't hold it, man. It was time for her to be able to keep that championship. She needed to be able to continue her run to really cement herself because she's really been holding down TV for the past couple of weeks, if not months, really. And obviously, we kind of knew where the storyline was going to go as far as the custody of Dom type of match in the second one, you know. So the teasing that they did was absolutely amazing. I mean, Liv Morgan being the one that introduced the chair, but we all kind of know she's really got to be thinking if she uses this chair, she gets to keep her championship. It's a devious way to keep it, but who really cares? At least from the heel perspective or the bad guy perspective. Rhea Ripley, she snapped. She ain't playing none of this, right? So after she does that, she grabbed the steel chair. She about to pop Liv Morgan. And Dom like, yo, if you do this, you ain't gonna win the championship. You ain't gonna be able to accomplish your goal, the whole reason why we here. She started to chill out for just a second. She like, you right, you right, you right. But this boy Dom end up actually throwing the chair back in the ring just a few moments later. And when he do this and he distracts the ref, he actually set Liv Morgan up to be able to hit her finisher on top of the steel chair, bro. I'm talking about laying Rhea Ripley down flat, hurt feelings and everything. And you know, just like anybody else on earth, after getting your face smashed into a steel chair, Rita's down for the 1, 2, 3. As Liv Morgan gets her championship, begins to celebrate, they cut the Dom on the camera, and I swore I saw Cuz smile. And when I seen that little smile, I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on, what's happening here? This is they about to do some Marvel movie, end credit scene type stuff. This ain't over, I promise you. Long and behold, when Liv Morgan slide out of the ring, who right there beside her? Dirty Dom done earned the name, full fledged. He playing some big old kiss on her. I'm talking about a little bit of tongue. Like I swear, Cuz was married, but I guess his wife just must be cool. I don't know. Either way, it's all out there for us to know now. Liv Morgan, Dirty Dom, officially together. Next on the show, we had the IC Championship match. Braun Breaker versus Sami Zayn. I told y'all in the predictions it was time for Braun to handle his business. I honestly don't even see why he didn't really win the first match. I really don't understand why we had to prolong it till SummerSlam, but I mean, I guess it was a bigger pop, it was a bigger crowd, it was a bigger moment, so just happy for Braun. Sammy's gonna be okay. If anything, he might be getting ready to enter back into this bloodline storyline, especially with him and Jay being connected over the past couple of weeks. So it's going to be interesting to see where that goes. So I think we pretty much know where the honorary Uce is headed off to. So Braun Breaker being able to take this IC Championship, this Intercontinental Championship, and do his own thing with it and really be able to create a new star. I mean, we've turned Gunther from his amazing IC title reign into what we'll talk about in just a moment, world champion. So if Braun Breaker can go and handle his business and leave his own mark with this championship, there's no telling where is our next step in his career gonna be. We already, as even fans, and I'm damn sure backstage, can tell that he is one of the big players in the future of the WWE, along with Carmelo Hayes and a few other, Austin Theory. Well, I guess we'll talk about that too, but a few other guys as well. So Braun Breaker, you got your chance now. It's time to run with it. The dogs are barking all over the world. The U.S. Championship match. Challenger, L.A. Knight. Champion, Logan Paul. And them boys went out there and got after it, of course. We already know what L.A. Knight can do in the ring. We kind of got used to his moveset in a good way. It's all great and entertaining. It's like a smash mouth type of Stone Cold John Cena-esque some big moves, but pretty much just like heavy stomps and punches and kicks and ish, right? And then of course Logan Paul, who we all got to be honest is amazing in the ring, despite everything else that he may or may not do outside of the ring. Once that bell rings, he handles his business, and he's an incredible athlete. So those guys went out there and had an amazing match, did they thing. Of course, we got some shenanigans to go along with it because it's a Logan Paul match. MGK was there. Cool. But in the long run, LA Knight was able to dodge all the BS. He was able to get through all the shenanigans, hit that blunt force trauma, and he leaves SummerSlam as your new United States champion. Now, granted, LA Knight maybe not be as hot or as what's the word, over as he was just a year or so ago. But who cares, man? You know what I mean? It's better late than never. I mean, how much if we waited another year for this, or even another 6 months or so, then we be complaining about the same thing, but to a way grander scale. So it's a big moment, and I think he'll be able to. We'll be seeing LA Knight on weekly television, unlike we did Logan Paul, and that's no disrespect. He got other stuff to do, but since he'll be here week to week, it'll be great to have that championship on SmackDown week to week to week, going all across the world. And there's no better person to do it than the megastar himself. The Queen, Nia Jax, versus Bayley for the women's WWE Championship. Now this one was actually really fun, and honestly maybe even a little bit more fun than I expected it to, or expected it to be. It was the maybe one or so match that I wasn't fully invested in all the way, but I knew it was going to be fun just because they're two great talents, and they did have a lot of energy, not just inside the ring, but also during the promos and the build up to the match. And it's also one of the longest belt matches that was on the card as well, so it was definitely it definitely played its role, you know what I mean? But the shenanigans with Tiffany Stratton running out there and then pretending, or whether she was like low-key a little serious, right? You never really know. But still pretending she was going to cash in her Money in the Bank briefcase, and then having Nia Jax obviously take advantage of that to be able to leave as the WWE Women's Champion. And we know where this story is going to go, with Tiffany Stratton eventually turning on Nia and her getting her championship. But I think the point is going to be in the execution. That's the one thing about wrestling that's been going on for so long, and it genuinely never stops. There's going to be more wrestling tomorrow. So in those type of situations, you know, what do you do but just let the story play out? So whatever happens in execution will be what really is the meat and potatoes of whatever this will turn into. But I hope that they do stretch it out just a little bit longer, like have them on the same team for just a while. I think it's kind of funny to have Tiffany Stratton as like this princess with this pretty much bodyguard that's like twice her size or whatever, but then at the same time that bodyguard isn't just a bodyguard, she's the actual women's champion, so kind of having her own little sidekick lackey as well. So the dynamic of their relationship could pretty much flip at any time. So I think having stretch out a little bit will make it a little bit more fun. But regardless, the Queen is now also the women's WWE champion. And as if stuff didn't get messy already, then we got Drew versus CM Punk with the special guest referee Steph freaking Rollins. This one was on Rollins' rules, and we can understand why, because there pretty much were no rules. These two beat the crap out of each other, and even Rollins almost stepped in and got him a little fade going. So it was a lot going on in just this one match, and my prediction did prove true. They did give Drew the first one in this however many long feud it's gonna be, because we all know that this isn't over by far. I mean, at this point, Drew needed to get one over on CM Punk by hook or by crook. Just the way that they've been building this story. I mean, yes, technically Drew is the bad guy in this one, but I think he's only the bad guy because everybody loves CM Punk so much, right? But when you look at his actual points that he's been making, it was almost necessary that he got this win over CM Punk. It was the messiness of it that really had me tripping. I mean, CM Punk get pissed off at Steph Rollins over the missing the count out, but I mean, to be fair, Steph Rollins was playing his part as a referee by getting hit and then being knocked out for a nice little grip of time, because you know that's what most referees do. But CM Punk get pissed. I mean, he started pressing Steph Rollins And Steph Rollins is over there like, bro, you worried about me when you need to be worried about this man is trying to put you on a t-shirt. But CM Punk, being as egotistical as he is, let's keep it a stack, he was not having the disrespect of Steph Rollins, telling him that everything ain't always about him. And I guess especially in like a match that's his big singles match return after an entire decade, I guess for all intents and purposes, this match was about him. So Punk grabs Steph Rollins, hit him with a GTS, go to sleep. And that's exactly what Steph Rollins did for just a moment. But because of that, he did take his eye off of the ball. And when he did, he turned around and Drew McIntyre kicked CM Punk in his check magnets, allowing Drew McIntyre to set Punk up for the Claymore, laying him out. Steph Rollins by this point then got his shit together. He done woke up after going to sleep, and he hits the 1, 2, 3 pretty slowly and pretty begrudgingly, but he does do it. So it's a wrap. Drew McIntyre gets the first match. I'm curious to see how this is going to play out because clearly Steph isn't happy with Drew based off of that slow count, even if CM Punk did just try to knock him out. However, CM Punk just tried to knock him out. And now we've made it to the co-main events with the world champion Damian Priest had to defend his title against the challenger, the ring general, Gunther. And it was going down straight violence pretty much the entire time. These guys have been waiting to squabble. It felt like a true fade. It felt like they really didn't like each other, but they do have an amount of respect for each other. So it was definitely a battle, even before the shenanigans. But you knew in a Judgment Day match, especially with what was going on early in the night, there was going to be some shenanigans. Like I said, even before we get there, these guys are battling so much that Gunther starts bleeding out of his chest. And he's such a freaking psychopath. He takes the blood and starts smearing it all over his hair and his face and everything else. And I'm like, yo, I guess we're really not in the PG era no more at all. But Damian Priest, such a real one that he kept fighting. He kept going for it. He was not going to hold him down. He wasn't going to take this championship from him. And fair enough, this is the only match that I got wrong in my predictions video. And if I was being fair, I kind of knew where the company was going to go. I kind of knew it was going to Gunther, especially when he had the opportunity to walk into Bash of Berlin with the championship, and they're trying to sell that out. So I know they was really kind of going for that. But they disbanded my belief enough that I was having fun as a fan, but I had to go with DP. I had to go with the streets. It just is what it is. But the messiness from the last match clearly followed over into this match as Finn Balor came out in an attempt, at first it seemed, to help out his brother that he called him, you know what I'm saying, Zeus, from the Judgment Day, Damian Priest. So we see him out here rooting Damian on. We see him out here maybe making some little sly moves to distract Gunther or the ref. And Gunther did take his eye off the ball. He kind of like the CM Punk Steph Rollins thing. He forgot why he was there for a moment. He started talking too much stuff to Finn Balor, but I don't even think he knew what Finn Balor's plan was. Gunther was just like, if y'all out here, bro, let's do it. You know what I mean? This ain't a 20v1, it's a 1v20. And Gunther gets tired of Finn Balor stepping in the way too much, so he go ahead and he lay him out on the outside, which you know that was gonna piss DP off, because DP a real one. You can't mess with the homies like that. You can't do that. You don't step across that line. You know what I mean? Whatever me and you got going on, we'll handle it man to man, but don't be going over here trying to attack the homies. You know what I'm saying? So DP start firing up. I mean, he go, Hulk Hogan mode, start hulking up, full blown, crashing out. He able to lay Gunther down with the Razor's Edge, and we pretty much thinking it's over once he hits his choke slam. The hell? What is that? I don't know. Look, honestly, I don't know. South of having choke slam, and we all thinking it's either finna be 1, 2, 3, or they're just gonna grab the ropes. But we wasn't thinking in ourselves that Finn Balor was gonna grab Gunther's leg and put it across the rope and save Gunther, destroy his own homie. The look on DP's face when he checked the screen, when he saw what happened, he couldn't believe it. He was like, bro, what's going on? You was the ooze, what's happening? First Dirty Dom gonna be doing this to Rita, now you gonna be doing this to me? To me? Man, he was not with it, bro. He literally tried to choke the life out of Finn Balor, bro. He's come here, you little. But once again, somebody taking that eye off of the ball. Gunther was able to capitalize, put him in a second sleeper hold in the middle of the ring. DP faded out. New World Heavyweight Champion, the ring general, Gunther. We all knew this was coming. We was pretty much excited for it, if not here, then once again at Bash of Berlin. But it is time for Gunther to have his world title reign. I mean, at this point held, if not the greatest, then one of the greatest intercontinental champions of all time. And it's going to be interesting to see his style as the world heavyweight champion, because he is kind of taking it back to this kind of real old school style of wrestling, but just bringing it into the new age by adding a few extra things into it. So it's gonna be interesting kind of watching that, like, freaking just old school champion. And we end with the official main event. The reason I got this freaking shirt on, it finally went down, but let's go through it. The new head of the table, Solo Sikoa, going up against the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, for the WWE Undisputed Championship. Or maybe it's the Undisputed WWE Championship. I don't know. I'm not Samantha Irvin. Regardless, these two get disqualified in the worst of ways because it is a Bloodline Rules match. However, I will say it took a little bit of time for the craziness to build. They had a pretty standard match up until that point. And I mean, it was a fair one-on-one squabble. Solo showed why he at least is held by these new guys as the tribal chief. The different things that he learned running around with Roman Reigns, as far as the slow and methodical pace of the match, the mind games and the trash talking in the middle of the match. So there's certain things that he might have picked up. But Cody wasn't gonna just lay down. This is Cody Rhodes. Of course, he was gonna fight back. So he was doing everything he had to do to make sure that he can not only retain his championship, but prove a point to Solo Sikoa that, hey, you are not who you think you are, at least not just yet. Relax. And that point ended up getting proven later in the match. As things started to break down, of course, the Bloodline ran down to the ring. You got Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. Tonga Loa with an eye patch on. Not a pro wrestler, not a doctor, not a referee. So, hey, if they think it's a good idea, I ain't gonna stop them. But I thought it was a little weird. Regardless, they start firing off on Cody Rhodes as expected, and the friends that the legendary Arn Anderson had brought up to Cody Rhodes before he walked out to the ring decided to show the f up. You had KO come out first, and that's always because, you know, he ready to squabble. So he went down there and pretty much started to try to lay out Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga, but of course the numbers game got to him. He ended up getting beat down, but Randy Orton wasn't gonna let that happen to both his homies, so he made his way out there. He took a little bit more time than Kevin Owens did to get to the ring, to be fair. He stopped to dap up a couple of the homies on the way down there, but regardless, Randy Orton got to the ring, started kicking everybody's ass because he's Randy Orton. We got to see an RKO, a stun, and some tag team moves, but Solo did the same thing that Cody Rhodes did by kicking out after getting his ass whooped by two people. So we looking pretty even. Those four guys fought their way off into the crowd, and we back to where we started, back to a normal match. But then even I started thinking, well, there's still Jacob Fatu laying around, and you're damn right, there was Jacob Fatu, and he wasn't laying around. He came out there to pretty much try to put Cody on a t-shirt, roll him up in his blunt, but it didn't necessarily work, because as Jacob Fatu once again spammed all his finishing moves and then jumped off the top rope and tried to put Cody Rhodes through a freaking announcement table, because Triple H loves putting people through announcement tables. He essentially broke his leg, I guess. Hopefully it's completely kayfabe, and I'm pretty sure it was completely kayfabe because the ref didn't even go check on him. But regardless, Jacob Fatu pretty much destroyed himself while trying to take out Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes a real one, so he somehow kicked out of that, and a splash from the top rope from Solo Sikoa. So at this point, we're back where we started. Cody Rhodes just has to get the win, but how? And he pulls out the steel stairs, flings him into the ring. Cody Rhodes he about to roll Solo up in his blunt, so he not playing. He grabbed the steel steps, lets off a couple of those shots like he did at AJ, but this ain't no I quit match. Solo gonna have to go down. Solo sets up the steel stairs in the corner by the turnbuckle, and at this point he pretty much about to get Cody's family to dress up in a couple of weeks, if you understand what I'm saying. However, Cody's able to dodge it, and Solo pretty much just like hurts himself. So while we had Solo Sikoa and Cody Rhodes both laying down in the ring, tired, exhausted, painful, Jacob Fatu still on the outside of the ring, pretty much missing a leg, not able to move at this point. When it finally happens, the beat drop that we all been waiting to drop for months now. In the entire show, there were "We Want Roman" trends. This entire channel started off a 1 minute rant about how we want Roman. And who decided to show up tonight? None other than the Big Goose himself. Made a short appearance, but I think it was all that was really necessary. Walked his way down to the ring, humble and confident, as always, with the new merch on, which we'll find out what it means later, even though I got a couple of theories. And he walks into the ring, takes a short look at Cody and the direction that he's looking as he's getting ready to fire off the Superman punch for just a second. That's how good this guy is. For just a second, you think he's gonna hit Cody in the face, he's gonna let Solo get this championship, and then he's gonna take back the entire bloodline. Just for that like millisecond. Runs directly over to Solo and tests his jaw. Cracked him with a spear. Solo's finished. Solo's out of there. Roman exits the ring. Walks maybe about halfway up the entranceway. Cody hits his crossroads. 1, 2, 3. And still the undisputed WWE champion, Cody Rhodes. However, looking off in the distance at Cody Rhodes, at Solo Sikoa, is the head of the table, the one tribal chief, original tribal chief, Roman Reigns. SummerSlam was a great show, simple 3 hours to watch. Hope this was a simple 15 minutes or 10 minutes or however long this video is, I don't know. Hopefully this was easy to watch. Like I said, if this is your first time here, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that other YouTube stuff. Most of the videos is shorts, but that don't mean you can't come kick it with your ooze for 1 minute. And I'll catch y'all on the next one.